I spent the entire freshman year of my college alone. Didn't make any friends that I hang out with, basically. The only friends that I hung out with were ones that I already had from high school. And even then, it was rare. I spent the vast majority of my time by myself watching videos or on Twitter or playing games in the game room. And it's really jarring when you have that type of college experience versus the one that they normally tell you that people have and the one that you see in the movies. So a lot of people assume that, oh, it's going to be great. You know, you're going to have so much fun. You're going to party. You're going to be getting all these girls, all this stuff. And then you get there and it's really not like that at all. It's quite easy depending on your major, easier than high school, I think. But you really are alone. I don't know how other people did so well, how they're so easily making new friends. It baffles me. I was never like that. I always struggled with making new friends. In school, I did perfectly fine. I actually did well because in that type of structured environment, I think I do well. But in college, it's so like you're on your own. And I don't know, I couldn't get on the ground running, basically. So I spend most of my time alone, and it feels really weird that it's almost like a blur now because the time passed by so quickly, even though nothing happened. But I guess that's why it passed by so quickly. It's because nothing happened. The person I actually connected with most was my professor. Like, he's probably the person that I talk to most, which is kind of insane. It's my philosophy professor. I would talk to him after class for like half an hour every day. Not every day, it was every week. And I really liked that. It was cool, it was fun because I get to talk about whatever I want basically and like, talk about what he was talking about in the class because I like all that stuff. And so I was pretty close with him and he's a cool guy. But it's weird that I couldn't get like a normal connection with somebody else. Even the people who I did talk to at the beginning of the year, there was a couple. It kind of fizzled out, and then I simply ended up saying hi to them. It was weird also because some of those people who I would have full on conversations with, after some time passed, it would simply be greetings, and that's all. And I saw that even the weird kids, the kids that I would consider weird, would do well. They would have a lot of friends. They would be getting into relationships, which is crazy, and things like that. You know, some people definitely did eat alone, but I'd say the majority of people ate with people constantly in the dining hall. So it was kind of weird the fact that I would be 85% of the time by myself. You know, it kind of feels like I wasted the year, but I wouldn't even say it's entirely my fault. Now, I didn't join any clubs, which may be part of the problem, but I don't know. I don't know why you should have to do anything like that. These types of things should kind of be natural. And I don't know if this problem is only me or mainly me, or if it's kind of a societal problem. I think it's both, but probably mainly me, honestly, because I see a lot of other people do well. I even have friends who commute to school, to that same school, and their social life is, no joke, 100 times better than mine would be, and I'm living there. If I were to commute to this school, I would probably literally talk to no one. So I don't know how some of these people do so well, especially with girls. It's kind of crazy. It blows my mind how you can be so smoothly, so easily talking with them. I don't even know how you get introduced in the first place. I did approach a couple girls at the gym and things like that, got rejected, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Though, not doing that, I don't know how you really meet people. If it's through classes, I mean, there weren't that many girls in my classes. I mean, there weren't even that many. I don't know. It was kind of weird. I don't know if the other classes will be different, but at my school, the classes are kind of like high school classrooms. They're not these massive classes with like 200 people or anything. It's like 20 people in a class. So I guess that is a chance to get closer with people. But I also had a couple classes once a week as a 2.5 hour class instead of multiple class sessions, which was kind of nice, kind of sucked at the same time though. Overall, I had so much free time and it felt like I wasn't doing anything with it. And when I was there on Fridays or on Thursdays, because I would usually go home on the weekends, but when I was there on Friday nights, you would see people getting ready to go out to parties. Tons of people. On my floor, I would always see people interacting, talking with each other. I mean, even people like my roommate got along well and got new friends. Whereas I don't know. I completely faltered. I don't know what's going on. At the same time, it's not that big of a deal, I don't think. You know, I don't like to dramatize things, dramatize. And I think that my college experience so far has been pretty plain, has been pretty uninteresting, definitely not a good one, but it's not like I'm miserable, you know? So that's about it.